Okay, in this video I'm going to look at how to solve these two equations that we see right here. Let me point out the steps that we've outlined for this chapter for solving linear equations. They are: number one, get rid of fractions and simplify. Multiply out the brackets and simplify. Get x's on the left and simplify. So we do these steps. After that, every time try to simplify. Then undo the addition or subtraction. We undo the multiplication and division. So as I do these, I will be performing these steps and at the same time kind of highlighting where students tend to make mistakes. So get rid of fractions and simplify. Yeah, this one on the left here indeed does have fractions. We need to get rid of the 3/5 and the half there. So one number which seems good to multiply by is the 10, because multiplying by 10 will get rid of the fifth and the half at the same time. So what we write down is we say we multiply by 10, and that really means that I'm multiplying the entire left side. I'm putting brackets around this left side, also on the right side, multiplying by 10. And when I multiply 3/5 by 10, the 10 will be multiplied by the 30 is 30, divided by 5 is then a 6x. And then what students will often do is that they'll say, okay, I've multiplied the 3/5, so that's a 6x, yeah, and then they'll leave this as minus 3. But then, yeah, you're not multiplying the entire side by 10, the entire left side. What you're doing is just multiplying this 3/5 times the 10, and of course that does not work. You must multiply the entire left side by the 10, and that means that the 3 also becomes then minus 30. Yeah, also multiplying the right side by 10. Now, why is that? Yeah, balancing equations. If you're doing something to one side, you must do the exact same thing to the other side. So then we get the half x times 10 is going to be the 5x. Yeah, we've got the 6 times the 10 is the minus 60. Okay, and that does that first step. We got multiply out the brackets and simplify. We have no brackets, so we can skip that. X is on the left and simplify. That means minus 5x on both sides. And I've got x minus 30 is equal to the minus 60. Done that. Undo addition or subtraction is plus 30 on both sides. That gives me x is equal to minus 30. And I'm actually done. There is no undoing of multiplication or division. Okay, so then I've got this one on the left is done. I've got this one on the right, and I see I've got two fractions. I've got this one outside of the bracket and this one that's inside the bracket. And what I choose to do, and again here, the choice of how you use the steps is yeah, it is rather vague. There's multiple possibilities. There's only one real rule, and that is that you must keep your equation balanced. If you do something to this side, make sure you do it to the entire side, not just one of the numbers or one of the terms. And if you've done it to this side, make sure you also do it to the other side. Yeah. So I choose to first get rid of this 1/3, and I do that by multiplying through by 3. And so again, I must make sure that I multiply the entire side, yeah, by 3. It's times 3 on both sides, so that will become a 6. And now I'm multiplying by this term right here. I'm multiplying that by 1/3, so it becomes it's gonna be 3 times 1/3, 8 minus 3/15 x is going to be equal to the 4 times the 3 is the 12. The 2 x times the 3 is the 6x, like that. I'm just going to, one of those mistakes that's made in this step, looking particularly at this, yeah, I'm just going to do a little aside on that to just make sure that everyone gets, because this is where a lot of kids make mistakes, is when we're multiplying 3 times this thing, 3 times 1/3 8 minus 3/15 x, yeah, what I see a lot of kids do is the following. They do this thing where, oh, I have to multiply the 3 times 1/3 and also the 3 times this bracket. So what they end up with is they're saying that this right here is then equal to 3 times 1/3 is of course the 1, and then 3 times the 8 is going to be 24, and then minus 9/15 x. But this is not correct, because well, let's see, how can I explain that? It's what you're doing is it's 3 times, yeah, the number 1/3, yeah, and then times another number, this number, yeah. So let's whatever x is, if you're going to calculate this thing out, you would first calculate out the bracket. So maybe x is, I don't know, some number, and then you'd calculate the bracket and you would get 1/3 times 5, or and you would calculate then 1/3 3 times 1/3 times 5, and then this you would calculate out as saying, well, 3 times 1/3 is 1. This would just be equal to 5. Yet what you wouldn't do is say it's 3 times 1/3 and then do the multiplication of 3 times 5 again, because that would end up being 3 times 1/3 is equal to 1, 3 times 5 is equal to 15, and what you've then done is multiplied the 3 twice. Yeah, so people that are doing this, that they're multiplying the 3 times 1/3 and then 3 times what's inside the bracket. Doing that again, what they're really doing is multiplying by 9. They're not multiplying by 3, but by 9. Okay, so if you're not convinced of that, what you should do is try it out with numbers. Yeah, convince yourself that this number, or this thing, so put something in for x, and then take this number and multiply it by 3, and do it with your calculator, and then find out that it's equal to this, but with putting in the same x. It's not going to be equal to this, because this is multiplied by 9, in fact, because you're multiplying sorry, this is multiplied by 9, yeah, because you're doing the 3 times 1/3, 3 times what's inside the bracket. I hope that sufficiently explains why this is the result of multiplying 3. Yeah, this is the result of multiplying 3 times this term right here. Right. So I'm not continue. I finished with that kind of little aside because I saw that mistake. I see that mistake often, so I thought I'd explain that. I've got then 6 minus 3 times 1/3 is, of course, it gets rid of the third. That was whole exercise. And in this next step, in the same go, I'm going to multiply the -1 into the bracket. Yeah, so it's minus 8 plus 3/15 x is going to be equal to 12 plus 6x. Okay, so now I've got a choice really. I can choose to get rid of this this fraction here, 3/15, but then if that would mean multiplying through by 15, I get big numbers, and then yeah, the math gets kind of difficult again. If I keep this fraction, the only thing that will, because the rest doesn't have fractions, the only thing I'll have to do at the end is get rid of the 3/15. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to choose to keep the fraction, and so I'm going to continue with get rid of fraction. I've done get rid of the fractions. I've done get rid of this brackets. Now simplify. I've got -2 plus 3/15 x is equal to 12 plus 6x. I'm going to do now the minus, yeah, let me just keep to this step. So I've got minus 6x minus 6x, and that will give me, let's see, so let's see, I'm going to do, so that's minus plus the 3/15 x, and then I've got, I'll do that, it's going to be 60 is minus 90/15 x is going to be equal to 12. I'll do the same, I'll do the plus 2 on both sides and simplify this. Oh, this should be, of course, an x here. Okay, so that will give me, I've got minus 87 x over 15 of doing a plus 2 will be equal to 14. Yeah, I'm now doing a x will be 14 times the 15 divided by the 87, and I need that to be a minus. X is equal to, I'm going to keep the 14 times the 15. The 87 is 3 times 29. So that means I've got x is equal to, I've got the minus 14. 15 divided by 3 will be a 5. I got the 29 left over here. X is equal to 50 is going to be minus 70. 29 is a good result. And this is how we solve linear equations with fractions and brackets.